Coming up on First at 4, North Carolina Republicans make changes to an abortion bill right before the vote. We take a look at what they changed. And President Joe Biden decides to spend big on electric vehicles. How that decision impacts Kentuckians coming up.
Plus, we continue to watch the potential for showers through the region, but a brief break's on the way. I'm breaking it down coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts right now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Olivia Calfee. First at 4, with just days before North Carolina's new abortion law goes into effect, Republicans have made changes to the bill. As Laura Leslie reports, this comes as a judge weighs whether to block the law from being implemented amid a pending lawsuit.
The changes rolled out today would make it clear that medication abortion is legal in North Carolina for the first 12 weeks of a pregnancy. The law currently says medication abortion can legally be used only in the first 70 days, which is 10 weeks. Senator Ralph Hayes said 12 weeks was the intent all along. He described the change as just a minor tweak.
And I don't know that 13-day difference is any substantive change.
Hayes claimed to be unfamiliar with the Planned Parenthood lawsuit. However, the changes the Senate voted on today match up closely with the various mistakes and inconsistencies that lawsuit points out.
Objection.
Democrats only had 15 minutes to look at the changes before voting on them. Senator Sidney Batch wasn't surprised Republicans are in a hurry to pass them.
This is a situation in which they know right now that there's litigation going on and an emergency hearing has been called for next week.
Batch said Democrats pointed out all those problems before the law passed, but Republican leaders refused to make changes.
Do you think they're just hoping that this will keep the judge from blocking it?
I can't speak to what their thoughts are, but if I were on their side, I absolutely would do this because it would actually address the issue with regards to the stay.
The Senate is set to have a final vote on the bill Monday. Then it would go to the House for approval before heading to the governor's desk. President Biden is rallying with abortion rights groups, marking 1 year since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The president is using the occasion to issue a new executive order. Supporters say the order strengthens access to birth control pills through the Affordable Care Act, Medicare, and Medicaid services. It also tries to ensure access to pills for veterans and service members through other federal programs.
Contraception has become more important than ever following the Supreme Court's decision and ensuing crisis for women's health.
The cause of life is the calling of our time, and we must not rest and must not relent until we restore the sanctity of life to the center of American law. In
a new CBS News poll, 57% of Americans surveyed said the overturn of Roe v. Wade has been mostly bad for the country.
Well, sunshine in some parts of the region, clouds and showers, even a few thunderstorms in others. Here's the view now from our Buffalo Mountain camera there in parts of Perry County. It was looking a little more ominous a few minutes ago. You could see some of the downpours in the distance from this camera. 72 here in Perry County. A lot of us stay in the low to mid 70s out there. We should be about 84 a high this time of year. Wise is 20 degrees cooler than that. Grundy, 10 degrees cooler than that, as is Manchester and Prestonsburg. So we'll continue to see the cooler than average temperatures last as we head through the evening. Watched a few downpours go up this afternoon. Right now, many of them concentrated in parts of the Big Sandy in southwest Virginia. One on the Dickinson-Buchanan County line, one in the northern parts of Pike County. That's going to be heading toward Williamson and South Williamson over the next little bit. Another downpour to the south and west of Whitesburg. Everything here is moving off to the east, as is usual for this time of year. Finally, through the next 12 hours, we're slowly going to drop those temperatures back into the mid-60s, but they don't get much cooler than that as we watch a weekend warm-up. In fact, as we head through the next few days, we're going to watch those spotty storms today. Chances diminish later tonight. More spotty storms possible tomorrow afternoon. We're hot and muggy on Sunday before the potential for strong to severe storms moves in late Sunday night. I'll detail it all coming up in a few minutes. Olivia?
All right. Thank you, Evan. Ford is revving up its electric vehicle production, and it's agreed to a $9.2 billion conditional loan from the U.S. government to fund the effort. Ford and its South Korean battery manufacturing partner SK On signed off on the loan from U.S. Department of Energy as part of President Biden's push to bring more EV production stateside. The joint venture would use the funds to build 3 electric vehicle battery plants, 2 in Kentucky and 1 in Tennessee. A 2-day climate and finance summit wrapped up today in Paris as leaders aim to set up concrete measures to developing countries better tackle the climate crisis. French president has pledged to deliver a to-do list along with a progress tracking tool. Several activists have urged the summit to ensure that rich countries commit to debt relief for poor nations. The debt suspension clause for countries hit by extreme climate events was also discussed. While climate finances are being discussed in Paris, Beijing set a new heat record for the month of June at 105 degrees Fahrenheit. But Beijing wasn't alone. Several other locations across northern China also hit record highs for June. A few cities even set records for any month of the year. And temperatures are expected to remain well above average over the weekend. Australia has a chance to fix its image as a global outlier by voting in favor of constitutionally recognizing its Indigenous people. Australians will be asked to vote later this year on whether they support changing the Constitution to include an Indigenous committee that can advise the Parliament on matters affecting its Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people.
And it's taken us a lot of time and energy to get to here. And we still are hopeful. I mean, the message, the Uluru Statement, is a gift to the Australian people, and it's a gift of hope.
Aboriginal people track below national averages on most socioeconomic measures and are not mentioned in the Constitution. They were marginalized by British colonial rulers and not granted full voting rights until the 1960s. Coming up on First at 4, the Titanic explorer's missing sub was found and what the Coast Guard are saying so far.
Plus, some heavy rain potential continues tonight before a brief break moves in this weekend. I'm tracking the latest that includes strong storm chances later this weekend after this.
Cancer. It's a very scary word. But an outstanding treatment facility was here at home.
Hey, can you hear me praying at night?
I was led to the Lawson Cancer Center.
Just make it through the day, make it through the day. Just make it through the day, make it through the day.
As a nurse practitioner at the Lawson Cancer Center, we are champions for our patients. I am so happy for Robert. The treatment worked.
Make it through the day, make it through the day. There it is. That feeling you get when you can do more with less asthma. It starts with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Can you picture it? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
You don't want to miss out on this one. Kemper Furniture is bringing you the sale of the summer. You can choose 72 months, no interest financing, or take the 15% off and you can do it on 12 months, no interest. Come see us at your favorite Kemper location in Hazard, London, or Somerset. At Kemper's, we are families serving families since 1965.
Injured? Great results like these are why so many people in Kentucky get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. $412,000 for a man who was injured in a crash in Louisville, $1 million for a Bowling Green man involved in a motorcycle wreck, and $2 million for a woman in a car wreck in Logan County. If you've been injured, do what thousands of Kentuckians have already done. Call 800-800-4600. Get Hughes & Coleman and get it done.
The WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
As the search and rescue effort for the missing submersible turns to a recovery operation, the 5 people on board are being remembered. Christina Hager has the latest from Boston.
Worshippers at a mosque in Pakistan held a special prayer for prominent businessman Shahzada Dawood and his 19-year-old son, Suleiman. They were among the 5 people on board the submersible that imploded on the way to the Titanic wreckage.
This was a catastrophic implosion of the vessel.
The Coast Guard announced the discovery of debris from OceanGate's Titan vessel Thursday after days of searching. Also on board, British billionaire Hamish Harding, OceanGate's CEO Stockton Rush, and Titanic expert Paul-Henri Nargeolet.
For him to meet his fate down there is a tragic irony in my mind.
James Cameron, director of the movie Titanic and an underwater explorer himself, was friends with Nargeolet. Cameron joined the chorus of those questioning OceanGate's safety measures.
Clearly, corners were cut here, and people paid the price.
The incident is increasing scrutiny on the world of deep-sea exploration in general and OceanGate in particular. But OceanGate's co-founder is defending the company's CEO.
He was very keenly aware of the risks of operating in a deep ocean environment, and he was very committed to safety.
A U.S. Coast Guard official said Friday that the investigation into what happened will continue in the area where the debris was found. Christina Hager, CBS News, Boston.
Officials now say the banging sounds a Canadian aircraft had detected Tuesday and Wednesday were actually from other ships in the area. And a naval official told CBS News the Navy detected a noise consistent with an implosion shortly after the Titan first lost contact on Sunday.
Well, a few of us seeing some downpours this afternoon, though you do notice the trend. Not only are we finally moving west to east again, we're also pushing these out of the region. You see, I'll back up. Not a whole lot going on west of, say, Highway 15, so we continue to see most of this start to push on out of the region into portions of West Virginia and Virginia. Still a downpour there just south of the Pike and Martin County line. We'll do the same on the parts, or on the Buchanan and Dickinson County line in southwest Virginia. All part of low pressure finally scooting on out, this little boundary finally moving on out. Some areas of sunshine have helped warm a few of us up, but we look out to the west and we're already seeing one of these complexes of thunderstorms pushing across portions of Oklahoma. This isn't going to affect us, but look at the mess out in the high plains and out toward the front range of the Rockies. This is headed in our direction as we head later on into the weekend. Mid-60s out there tonight. Showers coming to an end. Patchy fog, though, possible as we head into the early hours of our Saturday. We'll see that here. You see plenty of that shower activity moving out, but plenty of that fog developing as we head into the morning. So if you're headed out for maybe an early round of golf or headed out for an early walk, an early run, anything, just make sure you keep that in mind. We'll have some fog around in the morning. Burn off quickly, though, and we could see a couple of pop-ups as early as late morning, but most of that should hold off till the afternoon. Not everybody sees rain, but a couple of downpours, kind of like today, as I almost throw the clicker halfway across the studio. Hey, Olivia, catch. We'll see that continue to work through the region as we head over the day tomorrow. Mid-60s as we start out tomorrow with that early fog, some clouds and showers a possibility, but not everybody sees them as we end up near 80 for a daytime high. Timing it out as we head through tomorrow night, we're quiet. That continues as we head through tomorrow night and into early on Sunday. Models now indicating the potential for a dying line of storms to push on in as we head late Tuesday morning into Tuesday afternoon. This could do two things for us. One, it could stabilize the atmosphere a little bit, but two, it could leave some boundaries in the region that as we heat up in the evening hours, we're going to be warm. We're going to see those temperatures boost up into the 80s and 90s, or at least near 90. That's when we could see the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms. You see Future View keying in on that possibility across northern Kentucky, not filling in any kind of thunderstorm activity further on to the south. I think it may in later runs, but you see north of the Mountain Parkway is where it continues to highlight that possibility as we head through Sunday night into early Monday morning. Once that front moves through, we're done. Now, we're going ahead and giving you that first alert. It's likely we'll have to go with a first alert weather day as we head into the day on Sunday. Western half of the region in a level 2 slight risk for severe weather. Best chances along and west of Interstate 75, along with the potential for some heavy rain. Overall, it's a medium threat as we head to Sunday night and into Monday. Tornado threat, we always talk about this, low but never zero. Damaging winds, the main threat. Large hail, a low threat, but also kind of 1A, 1B, 1C with the potential for high water issues with that flooding. I don't think it's a huge threat for the flooding, but we'll watch it. On our Morehead State University 7-day forecast, where your weekend is always in view. Before those storms get here on Sunday, upper 80s to near 90. We're in the mid-80s on Monday with the best chances for rain in the morning, but we keep the possibility for scattered showers and storms around into the day on Tuesday. Highs in the mid-70s. We'll try to moderate as we head towards the middle and end of next week. Olivia?
Thank you, Evan. A section of Kentucky Highway 15 will soon be expanded. The governor's office announced that a $21 million federal grant will be used for the Panbowl Lake Corridor project in Breathitt County. The area impacted stretches a few miles through the city of Jackson, and Jackson Mayor Laura Thomas says this will make travel safer.
This is a very heavily traveled part of Kentucky 15. It's the main connection east-west, and we've really needed the road widened, and this project gives us the opportunity to not only widen the road, to provide for faster and safer travel.
Officials say widening the road could also benefit waterway structures. We will have more about this tonight at 6. Straight ahead on First at 4, vaping is becoming a bigger problem, and just like cigarettes, so is secondhand smoking. Plus, we'll have the latest entertainment headlines in our Hollywood Minute.
No gear, no plan, no problem. MacGyver.
Did you get the precious metals?
Get your hands on Kentucky Lottery's new Precious Metals scratch-off games with over $28 million in prizes.
Are you concerned that your child has a developmental delay? First Steps Early Intervention providers coach parents and caregivers in ways to support their child's learning and developmental needs. First Steps offers therapies that can improve a child's communication, cognitive, physical, social, emotional, and self-help delays. To find out more, just call First Steps in Kentucky River Community Care at 606-439-1325. Anyone can make a referral. Call now. Take the first steps today.
If you want a vehicle that will help you go more, see more, and do more, you should explore your options. And at the top of your list, you should put the 2023 Explorer from your local Ford store. You see, with Explorer, you get more space for cargo and passengers. You get more smart technology, and you get more freedom to go wherever life takes you. Hurry in to get a 23 Explorer XLT with $3,900 for $60 plus $3,000 total cash back from your local Ford store, where there's always more in store.
Martial arts is my passion.
I work out whenever I can.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it can be tough.
My skin was so uncomfortable.
The itching was so bad.
Now I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
We want to thank those who have and continue to help with relief efforts. Together, we will build back better.
As summer heats up, health experts say to beware. Some medications can cause heat intolerance and can lead to potentially serious complications. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how to know if your medication may make you sensitive to the sun.
The heat and some medications, they don't always mix.
If someone's not careful and they're on some of these higher risk medications and happen to be in a heat wave with prolonged exposure to higher temperatures, they can end up getting sicker.
Dr. Mark Conroy with Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center says people on certain medications are more likely to end up in the emergency room for heat-related illnesses compared to those who are not on medicine. Drugs that may put you at higher risk of having problems in the heat include medications for blood pressure and mental health, antihistamines, and decongestants.
If there's reports of a heat wave coming up, I would reach out to your local pharmacist or your primary care doctor and just talk to them about the medications you're on.
Not everyone who takes higher risk medications will have a reaction, but Conroy says red flags to watch out for include signs of dehydration like dizziness, not urinating as frequently despite drinking water, and lightheadedness.
You have to be prepared, having an emergency plan, keeping an extra bottle of water nearby, reevaluating the activities you have planned.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Conroy says it's also important to pay attention to how medications are stored. Some medicines can degrade in the heat and not be as effective. He says to keep them out of direct sunlight and not put them in hot cars. There were more than 7,000 cases of e-cigarette exposure at poison control centers in the 12 months ending March 2023. That's nearly double the amount from 2018, according to an analysis by the FDA. 87% of cases involved children under 5 years old, though most did not need medical treatment. New data from the CDC shows e-cig sales are up 47% since 2020. Streaming services aiming for Oscars, which only play their films in theaters a few days, may have to change that. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Movies will have to play in theaters longer to be eligible for the Best Picture Oscar. The Motion Picture Academy's Board of Governors has expanded the requirements, though the new rules don't go into effect until January 1st, so they won't affect this year's Oscars race.
Hands on!
Greta Lee stars in Past Lives as a married woman who reconnects with a long-lost childhood friend. Writer-director Celine Song says Lee had the passion and strength needed for the role.
I love that she, at one moment, can feel like a full-grown woman, and in the next moment, she can feel like a little girl, too. And I think that that kind of lovely contradiction in an actor is what I was looking for in the character of Nora, and I found it in Greta Lee.
Past Lives expands to wider release this weekend. Billy Crystal is headed to Washington, D.C. The actor and comedian is among this year's Kennedy Center honorees for lifetime artistic achievements. Also on this year's list, actor and rapper Queen Latifah and music legend Dionne Warwick. The 46th Kennedy Center honors are scheduled for December 3rd. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The Ghostbusters may be fictional, but there is still someone you can call.
No gear, no plan, no problem. MacGyver.
Hello and welcome to another Our Mountain Family segment. I'm here with Kelly Callahan, who is a volunteer liaison for Bluegrass Care Navigators. Hello, Kelly. Hi. How are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Thank you for coming here today with us. Thank you for having me. Kelly, Bluegrass Care Navigators is a nonprofit organization. What does that mean?
First and foremost, it means that we provide care at the right time for those who need it, regardless of their insurance status. We are able to pay for the care that they need. We are able to do that through the generous donations that we receive from partnerships with people, businesses, and other community partners who are just able to support us in many different ways.
Wow, that's amazing. What are some of the ways that people can support Bluegrass Care Navigators?
First, one of the biggest things that we have right now is for volunteers. Each year, we need hundreds or thousands of volunteers to be able to provide this care, and that can be in many different ways, whether that's sitting with a patient at their bedside, providing rest or respite for a family member who needs to run out, do errands of their own, go to their own doctor's appointment, or just kind of someone who can, do grocery shopping for a patient and family, take one of those extra errands off of their plate.
Kelly, if you don't have time to give, what are other ways that someone can give?
So donations can be made to Bluegrass Care Navigators in lots of different ways to make impacts on our patients and families. Many can make like a monetary gift, such as making a one-time donation, purchasing items off of our Amazon wish list that we have.
That's all.
You can visit our website and call to speak with somebody in our philanthropy department.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
For more information about Bluegrass Care Navigators, call 855-492-0812 or visit bgcarenav.org.
Is a story about purpose. This is a story about progress, about building on our past accomplishments and investing in innovation. All of this, combined with our industry-leading insurance, competitive pay rates, and flexible scheduling, is the reason why now is the time to join our team. This is our story. Let it be your story.
Closed captioning presented by Wolf, Williams, and Reynolds, serving Eastern Kentucky for Social Security and Federal Black Lung.
Now to our viral videos. A Massachusetts man with a personal connection to the classic movie Ghostbusters has taken his love for the film to the open road. Sam Reed reports.
While cars of all kinds come and go when people pass by in the park, in New Bedford, Ethan Tripp's ride is unique to say the least.
This is my everyday car.
Because propped on top with proton packs in the back.
Something about that just said, yep, I can make this work.
Almost every angle of this Toyota RAV.
The array on top helps them hunt ghosts.
Has been converted into a more modern-day replica of the infamous Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters.
I think of it more as my own Ecto, so it's the Ecto 84.
Born on June 8th, 1984, Ethan says his dedication to the fictional fun was undeniably destiny.
That is the day that Ghostbusters was also released in theaters. So the running joke is that instead of celebrating my birthday, I like to celebrate Ghostbusters release day.
Having been a fan all of his life, he had every toy made from the movie. And not only does he enjoy the costume for cosplay, but as an adult, he decided to take things a step further.
It seemed like a fun, quirky thing. I've collected stuff all my life, and it was sort of a natural extension of that.
Ethan purchased the SUV in 2021. It became a post-pandemic project that he really committed to last year.
Everything is removable very easily.
Using repurposed materials, orders on Etsy and Amazon, he used the raised detail for the red stripe, added a siren, and everything in between.
I'm sure that there's a lot of people who think I'm crazy, and that's okay. But more often than not, I get a fantastic reaction from people. Young, old, men, women, doesn't matter. It's something that everybody kind of recognizes and just makes their day.
To date, the Ecto 84 has been a part of trunk or treats and a few parades. Ethan is eager for others to enjoy it too. Any invite is welcome, so you know who to call.
Something just positive that people can get behind, no matter what. Right now, there's a lot of negativity in the world. So it's nice that instead of kind of facilitating that, I have something that does the opposite, that brings people together a bit.
Showing you something good. I'm Sam Reed.
His superfan status drove him into a dedicated Ghostbusters tribute. We'll be right back.
It used to be simple when I was young and couldn't figure things out. I asked for help,
As I grew older, things got more complicated. Then I joined the military. I learned to carry my own weight, and sometimes the weight of others. Now that I'm home, it seems hard to fit back in. Remember when you were young? Asking for help was simple. You don't have to do this alone. At maketheconnection.net.
No one should face breast cancer alone. I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. When I was diagnosed in 1980, there was no internet and little information available to make an informed decision. Today at NBCF, we help women at every step of their breast cancer journey. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. Learn more at nbcf.org/hope.
It will be a year tomorrow since Roe versus Wade was overturned, and folks in the Commonwealth have mixed reactions about whether the changes have helped the state. A local health corporation received $800,000 from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. What they plan to do to help the community.
Plus, showers and storms continue tonight, and as we head to finish the weekend, but a brief break could be upon us for now. The details is First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Tomorrow marks a year since the Supreme Court ended federal abortion protections. Justices overturned Roe versus Wade with a new landmark decision. Julia Sandor spoke to those on each side of the topic.
Saturday marks the one-year anniversary of the ruling that overturned Roe v. Wade. For anti-abortion advocates, the day last year was filled with joy.
June 24th at 10:10, it's been overturned. And I would say there was a stillness that went over the room, you can't even describe. It was just an awesome stillness.
But for abortion rights advocates, it was the opposite.
Yeah, no, it's been a really hard year for Kentucky. We have seen so many ups and downs with abortion access.
Tamara Weeder with Planned Parenthood Alliance Advocates says Kentuckians lost abortion access on August 1st of last year. Since then, she says there's been a variety of emotions surrounding the topic.
It's a lot of fear. It's a lot of anguish. It's a lot of desperation. Patients come here, hoping to receive medical care. They don't understand the political climate. They don't understand the political decisions.
While organizations like Planned Parenthood are still rallying and advocating for abortion access, Adia Wushner with Kentucky Right to Life says they're continuing to advocate to keep abortion restricted in the state.
We've learned a lot is that we need more support for mothers, but you can't just do it all. Legislation and laws are tools. What we need to do in our advocacy work happens on the day-to-day basis in the community.
Kentucky was one of the 13 states where trigger laws took effect after the ruling nearly a year ago. This made most abortions illegal in the state, the only exceptions being to save the life of the mother or prevent disabling injury. Both sides of the argument say they will continue to advocate. Julia Sandor, WKYT.
Just this week, the ACLU filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit against Kentucky's abortion ban. A state Supreme Court decision prompted the move. Justices say abortion providers lack standing to sue on behalf of patients. As the nation nears the one-year anniversary of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade, legislators throughout the country are continuing to make decisions about medication abortions. In Wyoming, a local newspaper reports medication abortion will remain legal in Wyoming for now. A district judge reportedly blocked the state's ban on abortion pills. The law would have prohibited the prescription sale and use of abortion pills. Evangelicals are meeting in Washington, D.C. this week for Faith and Freedom Coalition's Road to Majority Conference. The two-day gathering also marks the first time the biggest names in the 2024 Republican presidential race will appear on the same stage. Former President Donald Trump will serve as the keynote speaker. Other GOP candidates will also take the stage, including Asa Hutchinson, who already used the platform to discuss a federal law to restrict abortion.
If Congress acts, I will cite a federal law to restrict abortion as well,
as President of the United States. As President, I would fight to make sure taxpayer funds are not used to support abortion.
Other candidates set to speak include former Vice President Mike Pence, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie.
Continuing to watch some downpours in parts of the region this afternoon as we watch just a few of those scattered showers work on through the region. The view right now from our Pikeville Medical Center camera. Yes, again, we are entering the first weekend of summer, and it feels nothing like it. Pikeville, middle and upper 60s right now. They've seen some showers, though. Low to mid-70s elsewhere. 76 in Middlesboro is the closest we've got to average right now. Wise is at 66, and it's 67 in Pikeville, as we mentioned, so it remains chilly out there. Low to mid-70s for just about everybody. Watching the showers push on out, but watching a few more trying to develop into the heat as you head further on to the west. Those could linger into the region through the evening. Again, highest concentration, got a heavy area there pushing into Mingo County over the next little bit. One not far from Grundy, heavy downpour there along 460. That continues to push to the east. Everything is pushing to the east yet again, finally. So we'll start to see those temperatures cooling off into the mid-60s tonight as we watch a little bit of patchy fog develop. Though, Olivia, I do think we've got some chances for showers, thunderstorms, and even some strong storms. I'll break down those chances coming up in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Evan. Temporary lanes replacing the collapsed section of Interstate 95 in Philadelphia have reopened to traffic ahead of schedule. The elevated section of the busy roadway collapsed on June 11th when a tractor trailer carrying gasoline flipped on an off-ramp and caught fire, killing the driver. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro was on hand for the reopening today and thanked crews who worked around the clock in the rebuilding effort.
We rebuilt I-95 in just 12 days, and through that process, we showed the nation what Philadelphia and Pennsylvania are all about.
The first drivers to cross over the new temporary bridge were the first responders who raced to the scene less than 2 weeks ago. The interim 6-lane roadway will serve motorists until construction of a permanent bridge is complete. On Thursday, Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation was awarded more than $800,000 in grants from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. They will be awarded portions of the grant throughout the next 5 years in efforts of increasing the amount of addiction-certified treatment providers, which is something MCHC Substance Use Coordinator Dr. Sydney Cox has seen a need for.
In southeastern Kentucky, we are at a shortage for substance use specific providers, which is in stark contrast with the need. So the need right now is outweighing the supply of providers. So yes, it is absolutely a need in this area.
Cox says the grant will help them address some of the barriers they are facing. Coming up at 6, learn about what this can bring to the region. The lake can be a popular place for people during the summer, but it can also be dangerous. We've already seen accidents and drownings this year. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke with emergency officials urging people to be safe this summer.
Lake Cumberland can be a very busy place this time of the year. Emergency management officials say that a lot of boats in the same place, a lot of traffic can spell trouble for some. They say the best advice is to be prepared and to pay attention.
And what we are trying to push here through emergency management is take care of yourself, then take care of your neighbor, then take care of your community.
Being aware of what's around you is important when out on the lake. Don Franklin says Lake Cumberland is a popular place and some areas can become very crowded. He says congestion has become an issue. People skiing or tubing all in the same area where boaters are running around. And he says it's very good to have a spotter to help them navigate.
And all that's great, but somebody needs to watch for other boaters around them, you know, where they are going, as well as anticipating what another boater may do that may or may not be paying attention.
Officials also say that you always need to have that life jacket on when you're out in the water. There have been a number of drownings in Kentucky lakes this summer, and they say that even if you do know how to swim, you believe you can get across a body of water. Put that life jacket on. That will save your life if you get into trouble. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Thank you, Phil. Officials also tell boaters to be aware of smaller fishermen boats around the corner or pulling out from coves that you might not expect to be there. Coming up as First at 4 continues, well, summer is here and vacation is on the mind. But Europe attractions may be hard to see. Find out why when we get back.
Plus, we continue to see a brief break for some in the shower activity, but I don't think it's completely there for the whole weekend. Detailing the latest, which could include some strong storms in just a few.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
Kayaking is my thing.
Running is awesome. But her moderate to severe eczema would make her skin so uncomfortable.
I was always so itchy, especially when I was hot.
Now my skin doesn't itch as much. Now we're staying ahead of her eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion, and Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so they can have clearer skin and less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a wonderful thing.
Ask your child's eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal their skin from within.
The WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The WYMT News app, powered by Appalachian Wireless.
You don't want to miss out on this one. Kemper Furniture is bringing you the sale of the summer. You can choose 72 months, no interest financing, or take the 15% off, and you can do it on 12 months, no interest. Come see us at your favorite Kemper location in Hazard, London, or Somerset. At Kemper's, we are families serving families since 1965.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way. With any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, and batteries never need charging.
I was having a stroke, and I was scared to death.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Life Alert is a lifesaver.
My husband is alive because of Life Alert.
Life Alert is the lifesaver to keep me out of assisted living.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-344-6363. That's 1-800-344-6363. Call now, 1-800-344-6363.
We want to thank those who have and continue to help in relief efforts. Together, we will build back better.
Now to our Money Watch report. The Dow closes down 219 points, with the NASDAQ closing down 138 points, and the S&P 500 closing down 33 points. 3M has reached an agreement to pay out over $10 billion to settle contaminated water claims brought by multiple U.S. cities and towns over forever chemicals known as PFAs. The payments would be made over a 13-year period to test and treat water supply for PFA contamination. The company still faces other lawsuits from several states and also from individuals. 3M plans to stop manufacturing PFAs in 2025. And numerous brands of frozen fruits are being recalled in multiple states due to possible listeria contamination. The products are being pulled out of freezers at several stores, including Walmart, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Target, and Aldi. The FDA says customers should check the recall alert on its website for specific codes and dates. So far, no illnesses have been linked to these products. Overstock.com will take over what's left of bankrupt retailer Bed Bath & Beyond's assets with a bid of $21.5 million. The sale allows the e-commerce company to continue selling Bed Bath & Beyond goods online and grants the rights of the chain's intellectual property and mobile platform. A hearing will be held to finalize the sale. Argentina looks for U.S. support on the International Monetary Fund's debt talks. The letter signed by leaders of South American countries ask U.S. President Joe Biden for his support during the ongoing debt talks with the International Monetary Fund. The Latin American leaders expressed concern about the current economic crisis Argentina faces due to an unprecedented drought. The drought has caused Argentina to lose significant wealth.
Some downpours pushing out of the region now, but I don't think we're completely done with the downpours as we head through the next couple of days. Not too bad as we head into tomorrow, but that changes as we head towards Sunday. A look at pinpoint Doppler right now. You continue to see the downpours pushing to the east. Biggest downpour south and west of Grundy and another west of Williamson. That'll be pushing into Mingo County over the next little bit and eventually out of the viewing area with this one in parts of Buchanan County. You see not a whole lot going on to the west, but watching a couple of pop-ups trying to get back going thanks to this little trough as part of this low pressure that continues to push on out. Clouds behind it, a brief break, but more in the way of perhaps stormy weather as we head through the weekend. Spotty showers possible this evening, otherwise a nice night out there. Mid-60s in overnight low as we work through our Friday night. If you do have those evening plans, I would say grab the coat to be safe, but as we head through the overnight, we should start to see those diminish, those showers and storms. But we do see that potential for some patchy fog in the morning. So if you're headed out early to the fishing hole or anything like that, go ahead, leave a little extra time because we do have some of that fog, or we looks to have some of that fog out there, especially along those bodies of water. Could start to see some pop-up showers by late morning into midday, but I think most of the downpours hold off until we head into the afternoon and evening hours. Again, garden variety stuff, nothing, no big deal out here, but it is something we'll continue to watch. Getting you out the door tomorrow, again, spotty downpours in the afternoon. Otherwise sunny, mid-60s to start, near 70 mid-morning. We end up near 80 tomorrow. That's closer to normal, but not quite there yet. We should be about 84 this time of year. Showers diminish overnight tomorrow night. We start off Sunday dry, but we need to watch how Sunday progresses. Future View continues to indicate that potential for a dying line of storms to push in here by early Sunday morning. If it does, that would briefly bring us some showers. It would bring us clouds as they fall apart. But you notice as we head into the afternoon and evening, we're sunny again before the sun sets. That's going to help boost temperatures, especially as high pressure moves on out to the east. That's going to boost temperatures into the upper 80s to near 90. And we'll have plenty of moisture to work with as that next boundary starts to move in. That looks to spark off showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to severe as we head into our day on Sunday. Now, we continue to watch this moving in Sunday night. This particular run of Future View is not bullish on those storm chances, but at this point, all modes of severe weather a possibility as we head late Sunday into early Monday. Everything pushing to the east as we head into Monday morning. Your first alert, again, the western half of the region in the level 2 slight risk. Best chance is going to be along and west of Interstate 75 and up into the Bluegrass as we head through the overnight hours. Still a level 1 marginal risk as we head into the day on Sunday. Again, overall a medium threat. Level 1 marginal risk for excessive rainfall during the day on Sunday that shifts to the east on Monday, so we'll continue to watch. Again, it still looks like the biggest chance for rain is going to be the Kentucky River Valley and points off to the north and east. On that, Morehead State University 7-day forecast where your weekend is always in view. You know about that alert day on Sunday. As we head towards Monday, we keep the storm chances around. We'll try to cool off and dry out next week, but by this time next week, the heat looks to try to move back in as we finish June off. Olivia?
Thank you, Evan. 3 years after the onset of the COVID-19, European countries are hoping this will be the year they see tourism numbers back to pre-pandemic levels. But will record visitors turn out to be too much of a good thing? Riley Carlson reports from London.
The famed Acropolis seems to stand alone above Athens, but a visit here means plenty of company.
The wait definitely and the amount of people that are here was definitely a little bit overwhelming.
More than 14,000 visitors came to the Acropolis in May, 70% more than May of last year. Tourists have been flocking to some of Europe's most famous landmarks at numbers matching or exceeding pre-pandemic levels.
I did not expect this many people in June. I thought July would be peak and busier.
The soaring numbers prompted the Ministry of Culture to introduce a pilot program where timed entries can be booked online. Dubrovnik, Croatia's popular Game of Thrones town, has started capping the number of visitors and added a tourist tax. France's famed Calanque National Park is keeping a pandemic-era reservation system, allowing just 400 visitors a day compared to the previous 2,500. Small towns are also experiencing the onslaught, like Etretat, a French town of just 1,200 people that sees as many as 10,000 tourists a day in the high season. You won't be able to park potentially, you won't be able to eat in the restaurant, and on top of that, the impact on the environment is greater, she says. For many countries, it's a delicate balance between protecting treasured sites and cashing in on the tourist dollars. Riley Carlson, CBS News, London.
Greece, for instance, is hoping to exceed the 31.3 million arrivals recorded in 2019 before the pandemic. That was a record year for the country. We'll be right back after this break.
No gear, no plan, no problem. MacGyver.
Ready to feel what it's like when you can do more with less asthma? It's possible with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Are you in? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
When the government took Social Security away from honest Eastern Kentuckians, attorney Ned Pillersdorf got the hearings declared unconstitutional. When women guards were harassed at Little Sandy Jail, Ned fought back, securing a $1 million verdict at trial. And when the state tried to shut down Cordia School, Ned fought back and kept the school open. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf fights for the underdog, and he's ready to fight for you.
Everything you love about TV and more. Live, recorded, on demand, all in HD. Plus, easily find and watch your favorite shows. Anywhere, on any device. Great for the entire family and easy to use.
I'm Dr. Ferris Carter. There was a time that HIV was a death sentence. In Eastern Kentucky, Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation has partnered with a national plan to eliminate HIV by 2030. If you're between the age of 13 and 64, you should have an HIV test. Any patients with risk factors outside this age group will need an HIV test. Together, we can eliminate HIV. Mountain Comprehensive Health Corporation, providing better health for a longer life.
We want to thank those who have and continue to help relief efforts. Together, we will build back better.
Here's a look at what we are working on for Mountain News beginning at 5:30. One man is dead after a fire in Lawrence County. One Lexington Track Club is hosting a memorial tomorrow for a teen who was killed back in 2016. We'll hear from the organizer of the event about the importance of keeping her legacy alive. And the Kentucky football program adds another recruit to its 2024 class. We hope you'll join us again beginning at 5:30. The FDA released new draft guidance today about clinical trials that use psychedelic drugs. Researchers have been exploring the use of psychedelics to treat certain medical conditions, including psychiatric and substance abuse disorders. The FDA says that while these treatments have shown initial promise, clinical trials need to consider the unique characteristics of these drugs.
Heading into the weekend, near 80 tomorrow with the potential for spotty afternoon storms. We need to watch the potential for strong to severe storms developing after a hot day near 90 on Sunday.
Let's go places. There's always a view from the Thornhill Motor Mile. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to discover an easier way to enjoy your new Toyota with the all-new Thornhill Toyota. Click or come by and shop our great selection of new or certified pre-owned Toyota. Tag yours with Thornhill.
Today, women with nighttime urinary incontinence don't have to wake up wet. Introducing the PureWick system, an innovative breakthrough system for managing female urinary incontinence at night.
Morning, Mom. Good morning. How did you sleep? Better, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, good.
The PureWick system works outside the body to draw urine away, helping to keep skin dry and control odor. The PureWick system is a non-invasive option for management of moderate to severe urinary incontinence, helping to reduce the need for multiple changes at night or trips to the bathroom. Now, staying dry can be one less thing to lose sleep over.
Simply call 800-208-1498 to order now and find out why 9 out of 10 caregivers and users would recommend the PureWick system. For more information and to order, call 800-208-1498. That's 800-208-1498.
It is time to upgrade, and Appalachian Wireless has an unbeatable offer for you. For a limited time only, Appalachian Wireless is slashing $300 off selected smartphones. Smartphones like the iPhone 14 and Samsung Z Flip and Fold are $300 off with no trade-in required. Visit any Appalachian Wireless store today or go online at AppalachianWireless.com for details and devices. Because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Conditions apply. Offer valid while supplies last.
When I came to ARC, my son was 2 months old. I had just recently relapsed, and I had never hit that kind of level of desperation that I had when I walked through those doors. I remember being very fearful of the unknown and what was to come. I found a family. I found friendships that will last me a lifetime. I found hope. My name is Caroline, and I found my recovery at Addiction Recovery Care.
Children changing genders. Criminals released early. Some of Washington's craziest ideas are coming to Kentucky. Not just from this guy, from this one. Andy Bashir supports making it easier for minor children to get abortions without their parents even knowing. He gave early release to 1,700 criminals. Many struck again. Bashir even supports allowing school employees to secretly help children change genders without telling their parents. Andy Bashir. He's more liberal than you think.
Your next Toyota is in Chapmanville at the all-new Thornhill Toyota. Summer starts here, and it's electric. Save big on the newest Toyota models. Camry, Crown, RAV4 Hybrid, Highlander, and BZ4X. Summer starts here at the all-new Thornhill Toyota.
No gear, no plan, no problem. MacGyver.
Some furry competitors from all over the country are in Surf City, USA this morning. The 26th annual Purina Incredible Dog Challenge kicked off a little while ago in Huntington Beach. Canine competitors are showing off their talents in surfing, freestyle flying disc, and dock diving. Sounds like a lot of fun. The last challenge is at 3 o'clock this afternoon. The white Princess Leia gown that Carrie Fisher wore in Star Wars A New Hope in 1977 is up for auction. It is estimated to sell for up to $2 million when bidding closes on June 28th. It is reportedly the only Princess Leia costume known to still exist from the original film. Fisher wore the gown during the film's final scene, which in the throne room as she bestowed Luke Skywalker and Han Solo their medals of honor. Richmond, Virginia is taking the time to lay down 12,000 flags and honor veterans for the 4th of July. The Hill of Heroes is a special gift to both the city and the Commonwealth from the Virginia War Memorial. It's the 5th consecutive year the hills surrounding the Virginia War Memorial will be covered in a sea of red, white, and blue. They'll be on display until July 14th. Well, before we go, I want to take some time. I know Steve's not here yet, but I'm going to go on ahead. Well, he's not going to be here all day long, but I want to wish Steve a very happy birthday if he's watching. I know he's received a lot of well wishes on social media, but thank you guys so much for joining us this afternoon. WKYT News at 5 is next. We'll see you back here at 5:30.